All right, we are back again with episode 2 of Dining with the Ducks, Cheese and Quackers. We're talking with Lonnie again, and today we're going to be talking about our experiences at the Polite Pig. It is a fast casual restaurant at Disney Springs. They got a little bit of barbecue. This was the original place that you could find the Gideon's cookies at the Springs prior to them opening up their new
But don't
location.
worry, they have new cookies, which are also good.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, well, let's start talking again about atmosphere, because this is one of my favorite places to go, which I never thought would be the case, because when you walk by, it doesn't look like anything special. But inside, it's got a very modern but rustic feel to it. Like, I just love the decorations inside and the busyness of it. It almost feels like a very clean version of a New York subway. I don't know if that makes sense, but...
Well, I never thought of it that way. I just never thought of a clean subway, but I'm sure there's one somewhere. But no, I agree with you. It's and I like Jeff's explanation of fast casual, because they will get you in and get you seated, and you'll get your food, and in a timely fashion. So yeah,
it's got a weird system. Mm-hmm. Because you get in line like a fast food joint and you wait in a little queue, but it goes really quickly. Mm-hmm. And then you get up and you order your food and your drinks. They give you a buzzer beeper like you would if you were waiting for a table somewhere, which you take to your table and sit down. And then all of a sudden your food just starts appearing in front of you, which is great. I had no idea how it was going to work. I got this buzzer the first time and I was like, where's the window? When it buzzes, where do I go? But it never buzzes. They just come and your food magically appears like you're at any other restaurant. So that Disney always knows where you are moment, but it's very cool.
It is very cool. And I don't know, did you guys eat inside or outside?
Inside.
We were inside.
Okay. So the last, we went Saturday after the half. And we ate outside. So it was nice. It was perfect weather for, marathon weekend. So it was enjoyable. To your point, we were able to get in fast. Didn't need reservations or anything like that, because it's fast casual, right? And we got our food out. And by the time we went to the sauce bar, got our sauces and got our drinks and sat down, they were rolling out the food. So great timing.
I think you mentioned two really cool things there. Eating outside gives you a different atmosphere, because that is excellent Disney Springs people watching. And I feel like out of all the places in Disney, the Springs is some of the best absurd people watching that you will find anywhere on property. But then you also mentioned the sauce bar. Is that what you called it?
Yeah. Well, they have the different barbecue sauces. There's a Carolina one, there's a spicy one, there's a barbecue ranch. That the waiter actually suggested that we try, and ended up being really good. We had Brussels sprouts, and he said, you got to get the ranch to dip your Brussels sprouts in. I'm like, okay. I mean, you're the expert, right? So, but it was, go to the sauce bar, you get your drink, go sit down. Here you go. Magic, your food's there.
Fantastic. Nice. So whenever you go, Lonnie, what did you get last time?
Well, Jean and I got the platter. So there's a platter that has basically, I guess, it's chicken, pulled pork, brisket, 2 sides, and you can add the ribs as well. So we just got that, and because it's a lot of food, right? So it's enough for 2 to 3 people easily. So we just got that, and kind of split it.
One of your sides was Brussels sprouts. Did you get something different?
Macaroni. The macaroni and cheese and the Brussels sprouts.
All right, now, so you and Gene are both from the South. How does this barbecue line up? Because I mean, you're pretty high standards in your barbecue.
Yeah, I do have high barbecue standards. I'm glad you mentioned that. But no, it is really, really pretty good. In fact, I'm not really big on brisket, because sometimes it can be tough. It's never tough there. That's one of my favorite places to get the brisket. So even just with the different sauces, things of that nature, I've never had a bad experience there. Never.
When we were there, we also got the board. Not this past time, but the time before, we got that big platter. Mm-hmm. And what I like about it, this is so hard. My daughter Riley is a picky eater, and she loves pulled pork, but she hates barbecue sauce. So finding a pulled pork that doesn't have barbecue sauce already on it is more difficult than you would anticipate. But because of that amazing sauce bar, they let you pick your own barbecue sauce. So your pulled pork is, I want to say dry, but it's not dry. It's just
Unsauced.
Unsauced.
There you
I
go.
like it. Yes.
But
So I agree. I'm not a picky eater. However, hey, I thoroughly enjoy it. And like I said, it's one of the things I think I've mentioned previously on another show. Usually it's our go-to the first day we get there. Because, first you get to Disney, after the flight to get there, you get there at around 1 or 2 o'clock. Hey, you don't want to hang out in the Springs for a while. To your point, people watch, right? Get a couple of souvenirs early, and just kind of sit down and relax.
Well, their location gets you too, because it's right as you walk through the entrance from the bus stop. You smell it before you see it. So you're right. Instantly turn and drawn right to it.
Oh yeah, you are.
And those Brussels sprouts are the best Brussels sprouts I think that I've ever had. I'm new to Brussels sprouts. Jeff has warded off Brussels sprouts. I think we're
3 years in at least.
We're 39, almost 40 years.
I gave them up for New Year's a couple years ago, and I just cannot break that. So I'm holding strong.
Yeah. You don't like the baby cabbage? Yeah.
But it's so good. There's it's crispy, but then it's also nice and soft, and it's got that sweet flavor to it. I mean, it's got a grill taste to it, which sounds gross now that I say that out loud, but it's amazing. I could eat just that alone. And actually on our last trip, I did just eat that alone. That was my entire meal. So I love that.
You gotta embrace the sprouts.
I don't know. We'll see.
That's the new hashtag. Hashtag embrace the sprouts.
Yeah, there we go.
All right. So service rating, how would you rate it on a scale of 0 to 10?
I'll probably give them a 7. The thing about it, which is interesting, is, and maybe it's sitting outside. We saw, there's somebody that drops off the food. Then there's another person that comes for something else. Another guy came and checked on us, and he told us about the sauces. So, I mean, they're always around, right? So it's hard to say this guy is our waiter. It's more of, and another guy came pick up our plates before, we finished. He came by, so you guys are done. It's like, yeah, he took them and left. So, a lot of people, I know, and that's big with the shortage of servers in the service industry right now. They keep a lot of people there to keep us rolling in and out. So, I give them a 7. I give them a 7.
I would have said based on our first trip, maybe a 6. It was more I don't know, a 3 o'clock ish kind of in the afternoon that day.
Right after everything reopened.
It was right after everything reopened after COVID. So I feel like maybe a 6 might be harsh now that I think about it. But the last time we went,
8.5.
Yeah, at least, because they were always around and asking, do you need something else to drink? Did you get all your food? How is everything? And I was like, I have a mouthful every time you ask me, but that's every time, I take a bite, you're here asking me.
Yeah.
So I thought it was great. Value, the bang for your bill balance. What do you think?
I think I'm going to give that a 9. I really do. I mean, that board is not expensive at all. And like I said, it's easily big enough for 2. Even when you add, I think it's $7 to add the half slab of ribs to the board. And I think it's a great deal. It's a great.
If we split it as a family before, this last time when we went down marathon weekend, we stopped there just to hold us over before dinner that night because we were starving. I got just a kid's meal. No problem with that. There's plenty of food there to keep me going for the afternoon for that. You got some sides, and
I got some sides, and I got a beverage, an alcoholic adult beverage, and I think it was only $7 or $8, which, as far as Disney standards go, I think that's great for anything with alcohol in it, because typically you're spending $10 or more on an alcoholic beverage at Disney, and this, I actually got to sit down and drink it out of a real glass and not a plastic container, which was great. So I would also give it a pretty high bang for your bill rating.
Oh yeah. And you mentioned something, that bar that they have in there, which is pretty big, but it's, it's an indoor outdoor bar, right? So you can come in from the outside and sit there, or you can sit from the inside. I think that's something unique that kind of maximizes your enjoyment while you're there. Right. Yes. So you don't have to sit inside to get a beverage. You can be outside and eat one too.
Yep, and
Yes.
you can order them when you order your meal, or you can walk up to the bar after you're already seated too. So you have 2 options to get your stuff too.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And it was funny because I had ordered, I don't even remember. It was like some type of mixed lemonade beverage. And I'll have to look it up and post it because it was really, really good. But they had taps behind the counter, and she just went over and got it out of a tap. And I thought, I only ever see like beer come out of taps, but here it is, like this nice strawberry lemonade mixed cocktail coming out of a tap in the wall. It was very cool.
Yeah, you must have got a deal on those taps because the barbecue sauces come out of taps too. I mean, they must have buy one tap get one free or something like that. I don't know.
Awesome. All right, well, that wraps us up for another awesome Disney dining review. This is Dining with the Ducks, your cheese and quackers of the day. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you later.
See you later, guys.